hustling. Still focused, slow motion. And that's the type of time that we own.
Yeah, out the game, out the game.
Hey,
let me hit my drink first.
Follow suit.
Let me talk my shit. I'm busting moves. Look at my shoes. I'm chasing that money.
Out the game.
Yes, indeed.
It's your favorite puller, Earl Will, aka Earl P. All things KAIZON. We off in that motherfucking thing, you feel me? MTF, Don P in the building, of course.
You dig?
What's that word, gang?
What it do, family?
Man, I'm taking it light, taking it light, taking it light.
Cool it, man. We off in that thing.
Yeah.
Got my boy in the building with us rocking out.
You already know. Today on Talk Big Teeth, we have a writer, lyricist, author. Oh, no, not author. Excuse me.
Yeah,
no.
author too. Fuck it.
Author too? Are we going? We going there?
we going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say less. You find out new things every day, baby. That's your purpose.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a motherfucking purpose. You feel me?
Say that.
Man, artist, a father, I want to say a visionary. I want to say that. I want to say that, and I want to stamp that. If no one else has stamped it, I want to stamp the motherfucker, right? We want to stamp it here on Talk Big T.
We can stamp that. I ain't gonna cap.
You feel me? Yeah, let's say that.
Really be, say that.
Let's say that.
I appreciate that.
In my expert opinion, has a real pulse on this independent artistry game, music game. You know what I'm saying? His name is Milwaukee's Best, aka KILLZ. What's that word, gang? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Man, out the game, we honored.
Most def, my boy. You know that.
We're definitely honored. For shit, sure.
Oh, likewise.
You know what I mean? It's been years that you've been doing this, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna touch base on that. But we wanna not to overlook anything, all the other. If I did overlook anything, you know what I mean, we finna get into that. We finna tap into that. For the listeners or viewers, can you tell them who is KILLZ?
Definitely everything that you said. You know, a father. I want to put that first because if you would have asked me this question,
say that
on my last run, because I'm on a new run right now. You did.
Say that.
So if you would have asked me this on my last run, I would have just told you artist. Very, very selfishly. But right now, in this current stage in my life, I'm a father first, and then everything else is secondary. No, I take that back. God first, family, and then business. And my business is art. It's music. So
say that.
That's who I am. I can't really expound on that anymore. But this is my life, them three things that I named. And they all coincide with each other. You feel me? They all are who I am.
The big bag, the bigger bag. You in that big bag now, the bigger
sir.
bag right now.
Yes, sir.
For sure. The evolution of KILLZ here.
Yup. The growth.
Maybe we should name that the
growth.
The evolution of KILLZ.
The evolution of KILLZ.
Hey, I
Because I
that.
see a lot of great things coming up out of you, gang.
I appreciate
in the
that.
movement and the whole.
That's a fact.
Shit.
I agree,
You
bro.
feel me?
No bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
No bullshit. I'm gonna go and jump right into it, you know. But hey,
come on.
If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, my boy tapped in with me, you know what I'm saying, a couple years back, and we got one of them joints out there.
Come on now.
You know what I'm talking about? Let's talk about that joint real fast, bro. Real quick. NTF production way.
Okay, so shout out to Boogeyman, you dig?
Eastside.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Here we go.
Shameless plug.
So the guy, salute Eastside. What's happening?
Yeah.
We got Boogeyman and Bags, right? They go by Not Normal. So they fuck with Richie with the hits and a lot of other motherfuckers. But I tapped in with Boogie, which is a phenomenal artist, by the way.
Come on.
And he already had the beat from you, and I was going to Richie a lot, working on my shit, and then Boogie was always obviously there.
I remember that time, my baby. The city was a lot of motion going on.
It was a
around that
different time.
God, the time was
RIP
different.
to you know what I'm saying, the Big Low. Y'all know.
Yeah, RIP Big One, man.
Yes, sir.
No bullshit.
Yes, sir.
Straight
So,
like that.
yeah, that was a different era for sure. Mash music, you dig? Shout out to Mulamar, all of them. But basically, one day I was in the studio with
He performing at Gold Diggers this weekend too. Next weekend for the Black Aladdin.
Yeah, we got a little event coming up for sure that we gonna be in
shout
the
out to
building.
Black Aladdin.
Come
man.
on.
That's
You know
my
what I'm
brother.
Yeah, come on. Let's
And
go.
go watch his interview with these folks right here. I watched it before I came here.
Big gang.
Um,
Come on.
You went to the stew?
yeah, I went to the stew with Richie, and then Boogie came through. We did the song. It's called Mismatched, and it's on all platforms right now. Man, dude is just such a good songwriter, bro. But bro made the beat. And then when we was in the studio, Boogie was like, bro made the beat. He pulled you up on the gram and shit, and I followed you, and then I got put on game that way. But yeah, we did that record, and I love it. You feel me? We actually did it twice, and the original, like always, bro, the original was the best version of it. We had to do it a second time because we lost the files. But
oh fuck.
yeah, it's still a good
Still
record.
fire though.
Say that.
Skills, Boogeyman, Mismatch. Go check that out.
Hey man, stop
That
sleeping
motherfucker
on
was
my
swayed.
nigga, man. You
My
know
boy
what I mean?
Skills did his thug on that joint.
On the gang.
I appreciate
Both
it.
of them did they thug on that joint. Boogie did his thug too. No
Always.
bullshit. But my boy
Fuck
Skills
with his
got
bug. Where you at? Where you at, guy?
I was already hearing the Skills and seeing him out here like just doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, damn, folks going crazy. Like he really got some, but he coming how he coming though. He coming
Yeah,
different
it's
as a
different.
bitch though. Like that where you gotta really like you can't just like a lot of that shit that go over your head if you ain't listening.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, and it's the thing I just want to say real quick for all artists, man. Like, don't try to fit in. What I always tell people is like, we not riding no waves around this motherfucker. We creating waves. You dig? I'm a surfer,
Baby.
I'm not. Don't try to cater to nobody else's sound. You know what I'm saying? You want to know your fan base. You want to know your lane. And you
don't
wanna,
get it fucked up. We can get in that bag.
We can get in that bag, and that's the beauty of artistry. You feel me? So when I link with a Boogie or I link with a Chicken or whoever, I'm a try to blend my style with their style, so that way, for example, like and hopefully the artists reciprocate that, right? So like if I do a song with so and so, they fans won't just like the song because
it's they normal.
Right.
Kind of temperature.
Right.
Yeah, vibe.
You want them to cross over. You want, if I do a song with Boogie, for example, you want Boogie fans to listen to the song that we did together and be like, yep, I kind of fuck with Skills now. Vice versa.
I've always thought that was the purpose of going in there to do that.
Yep.
Is to create lanes, create waves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Disrupt the norm.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
I thought that was the whole purpose of it. Disrupt the norm. Like, you know what? You might, because if you hear me this time, tomorrow, or the next day, or the next drop, or this, that, it's something different.
I have a whole temperature to that shit. For real, it's gonna sound different.
I'm gonna add something new to that motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put a little more, you know what I mean? B12 in that bitch.
Right.
At the game.
Skills on that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what the name is. Skills.
Come on.
With a Z. It's plural, not just one. I'm not singular. I'm not in one bag. I want to be able to adapt to everybody, and that's just because I appreciate it too.
The art, the craft.
I love this. So I'm not just gonna hop on a song with anybody, and it's times where like I gotta even turn down the money because I'm not feeling it. Whatever it is, whether it's a song, whether it's you as a person, whatever the case may be, like if you hear me on a song with anybody, don't ever just think it was a money situation.
Well, the bag was, we had to put the bag up healthy to get him on here, y'all.
And vice versa. And that's another thing I want y'all to understand. Even though I get paid to get on somebody's song,
Come on.
I am not opposed to paying nobody else to get them on my shit.
Come on.
And if y'all don't respect that, you ain't gonna get the money. I would never get paid for a verse if I never paid multiple people for a verse in the first place.
Come on. Come on.
So,
That's a fact.
Business. Handling the business.
Handling business. You
Standing
doing,
on business.
yeah, stand on that shit.
doing your due diligence.
all
You know what I'm
11
saying?
toes. I mean, I got 10 toes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You
No, I
get
really
the
got
point.
10 toes.
You get the
but
point.
You get the
You
point.
Look, that was a bar. That's
I like
probably
that.
a bar on the
That's a bar.
on the joint. That's a right. Yeah, right there.
Right.
Right there.
You already said he's surfing in this motherfucker.
Yeah, we
you know what I'm
surfing.
saying?
Yes, sir.
How did you get your how did you start your journey in this music? Like I'm talking humble beginnings. I'm
Humble
talking
beginnings.
Like, what got you in this shit? Like, what started?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what sparked that?
Well,
We talked a little bit.
we
off
talked a
camera.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah. So I would say that it's crazy because, like, okay, so
Probably a multitude of things.
it's
I'm
a
sure.
multitude of things, right? It was a build up. So just out the gate, if y'all didn't figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm mixed. You feel me? My pops was black. My mom was white.
Mhm.
So
Shout out to mom and pops.
yes, sir.
Shout out to
both of
OGs.
them.
You know
All
what I'm
times.
saying? All respect to all the OGs out there. You hear me?
Yeah.
And
Go ahead, bro.
it's crazy because, like, my mom being a white woman, she actually was more into the culture than Pops was. And I don't blame Pops because he grew up different. He grew up as a black man. And one thing I'll never forget that my
In
Pops told
America.
me, in America, mind you, my Pops told me one day, he said, you know what, even though you mixed and you got a black dad, you will never be black. You ain't never gonna have to deal with the same things that I had to deal with and will continue to have to deal with growing up in this country, right?
That's
And
tough.
I understood that and I respected that because it's true, because you got the complexion for the connection, right? As they say. So
It's a thing.
it's a thing, you know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, obviously, but I still grew up where I grew up from. And so I think my pops, even though he was a hip hop head, he tried to he tried to lead us away from me and my siblings. I'm the oldest of 7. He tried to lead us away from certain things that come with our culture and growing up where we, you know what I'm saying, where we come from, right?
Which is part of his job.
Right, it is his job, and I understand, especially coming from a different perspective than I will ever have to live. But my mom, she was my pops was like, no cussing, you can't listen to music with swear words in it. You know what I'm saying? But like, you can't watch this movie. But my mom, when Pops wasn't around, we watching all the movies. We listening. Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Like, bro, I think she was like, yeah, this is a survival culture. This is a survival mechanism because you finna face all of these or everything. You're gonna face
And she just loved it.
Yeah.
Like
That too.
we all
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like,
For sure.
this culture is really a culture. It's a lifestyle. Like, we not just rappers and then like we go back to whatever.
Yeah,
like
it ain't no
hip hop. You feel me?
Yeah.
Is a way of
We live
living.
this.
We
Yeah,
live it.
we
It
live this
influences how we dress, how we talk,
Come
how
on.
we
That's a fact.
just think.
Talk Big T.
You feel me?
Talk back.
So exactly. So my mom, she had everything. See, these are CD days. Y'all don't know about this. Y'all stream babies.
Oh my God.
We CD babies.
You dig?
Shout out to CD baby.
Come on.
So my mom used to right.
That's
You
a
did?
difference, boy. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
cap.
bars.
I did.
My mom had everything, bro, from Nelly to Missy Elliott, Twista, Bone Thugs. We go back further.
Oh, G had that
KRS-One.
shit.
She had that shit for
Oh, yeah,
shit
she
show.
on it.
I ain't gonna cap, nigga.
she
My
on that
mama
type of
had
time.
the CD little holder little
Yes.
thing, and
The black plastic
used to have us
joint.
pick out the
Yeah.
CDs before we go to
A
the grocery
million
store,
CDs.
nigga.
A
Wow.
million of them. My
Switching
mom
them
had
motherfuckers
everything.
out.
Remember this man?
Oh man, Discman on North Avenue. Yeah. You don't know about that. I need to go to bed. If you watching this and you don't know about that, go to sleep.
What is it? Flip side? It's Flip side too.
Oh, what? Dude, hey, that shit was major.
Yeah,
major. That's a whole nother time.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Reality
you.
records. Yeah,
You tapped in, man. A real Milwaukeeans.
Real Milwaukeeans. Real.
Come on.
And then if you want to go bigger, you go to Mayfair. You go to what was it? PAX. No, it wasn't PAX. What was the main?
Damn. I don't know if I ever went there. I used to
DVD
go
man
to
and shit.
Cause I probably wasn't driving then, so I wasn't going to Mayfair. I was walking to the CD joint.
Like we was taking the bus there
on Flip Side and Dishman. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
I was walking to that joint.
Go pull up, go. Just walk
all
up.
the Master P joints and all this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So all of that. We grew up on all of that. So basically, my mom was a real hip hop historian. So like I grew up on that. So I was telling bro earlier, right? Like this ain't the first album or the first artist that influenced me, right? My influence go way.
Multitude of things. We gave you the disclaimer.
So
right. So, but I remember because my mom worked a lot, right? So it'd be like in the morning when I wake up, get ready to go to school and walk my little brothers and sisters to school. Mom's is already gone at work. And then when I got out of school and came home, mom's was already still at work. So I had to cook for my siblings. I had to do the chores, make sure all that shit was done.
How many brothers and sisters?
I'm the oldest of 7. I got 3 brothers and 3 little sisters. And so I had a lot of time on my hands. So, you know, y'all know old school moms, especially in the hood, moms have a lock on their door damn near 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because they got shit up in there that you ain't supposed to have.
Don't go in my motherfucking room, boy.
And she knows she finna be gone all day. So why would she want you to have access to adult shit, right?
Going in there taking change and shit.
I learned how to pick
Sneak
that
to the
motherfucker.
stove. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I pick that motherfucker, go up in there, or her CD rack. You know what I'm saying? Nelly was one of the first full albums that I learned like the back of my hand. Country Grammar. And I would make my siblings sit your little punk ass down. I'm finna perform for y'all. And now I make them sit down. I stand on the couch with the remote in the living room. And I perform the whole Nelly album in front of them.
Shout out to Nelly, man.
Put the album back and then lock the door back and shit. So, yeah, mom's, she had everything, bro. Like anything that was moving. I'm talking about like 106 and Park Days, Rap City, The Basement, all of that shit. If one video came out, I remember when Sean Paul came out, the first video he dropped, mom's ordered that whole album. And it would get delivered in the mail if we ain't go buy it at Best Buy or something. You feel me? So we had everything, bro. We wasn't rich or nothing, but like, man, her music was life. And that bled into me.
That's solid.
And yeah, that's but Tupac was my favorite. That I would say Tupac was the one that made me love hip hop in the first place. But I could never get my hands on mom's Tupac album. Nelly was the one.
That locked up? What the fuck? Where she put that at?
I think
it was in the car.
Exactly. It was in the car or something, bro.
The
case was there, but the CD wasn't up in that motherfucker. But Nelly, yeah, that was like a house album. You feel me?
Her friends
did moms have one of them?
Right. Because we used to do that, right? Borrow albums out.
Or moms. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, moms definitely used to borrow out the motherfuckers.
For sure.
Or she had the little book,
the big book, the CD trapper keeper. Look,
yes, sir. Had that motherfucker under your seat in the car.
Yeah. Grab that CD up from under the seat.
Yep. Yeah, shout out to Nelly, man, because that Country Grammar album,
Nelly, man,
that shit changed my life, man. That was the first album I learned.
I could see that, like, you know what I mean, because he had a real stage presence. He had a cadence. He had lyrics. He was lyricist because, you know what I'm saying? He said that when we was talking earlier, the interview that he just dropped on was a Drink Champs.
Drink Champs, yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? His whole journey, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, I was getting managed. We can take a step back. I was getting managed by D-Rod Productions when they was at the climb of their success. And it was a club called the Monastery in St. Louis.
Yeah.
East St. Louis, or East St. Louis, one or the other. And we was going down there just shopping tracks and just showing face. So yeah, that
Networking.
Yeah.
I just says making that presence known. You can say that.
Yep. So yeah, so I seen him perform a couple times on the low end circuit or whatnot, and yeah, he was a pivotal influence to me as well. So I I could definitely see that.
I mean, he was number one at the time.
Yeah.
In my era,
wave.
like
the wave
at that time though, hell yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like
the same thing he talked about as far as creating a wave, creating a sound, creating a lane, as opposed to riding one.
Right.
But those, you know what I'm saying, we spot those out. If you're a real true artist, or your direction is to be a true artist, yeah, those ones, there were certain ones, like you say, and you named them, Bone Thugs, and you know what I'm saying, he named them as well. He was like, man, he was like, niggas wasn't fucking with this. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Niggas was creating the lane. Wasn't nobody doing this market, it wasn't in the marketplace like that.
Right.
So, what inspires you the most? You spoke about, of course, I know the kids is first and foremost. I know that's first and foremost. I want to say maybe musically.
Okay, so
now I'm talking about now. Yeah, what inspires you the most to keep going, to keep pushing forward?
Right, that's a good question. I would just say my love for. It sounds like a corny cliche answer, but really just my love for hip hop. And it's so funny when we say that word hip hop in this new generation. It sounds like you make this kind of music. You unk. You say hip hop, you unk automatically. But I'm just talking about this whole thing. I'm talking about even what the YN's doing now. That's still hip hop. It's a branch off.
It's a branch evolution or a form of.
Right.
Evolution of form of.
Definitely.
Right.
And very respected.
Very respected.
Come on. And this shit gotta keep going.
It gotta keep going. And I look at it the same way. Like, I think a lot of times, I say we in general, because not me, but a lot of times we kind of forget where we come from. And I would say the same thing with being a father, right? Like, I'm a young father. I had my first child at 19, which some people, right, we know people that had kids at 13, 14, 15, right? Back then and now. But I think with me being a young parent, I think sometimes I see other parents, they kind of forget, like, you forgot what it was like to be 16. And I got a daughter that's finna be 16 right now. So, but I ain't forget. So I wouldn't say it's hard. I'm more understanding. So now when I look at the music scene, right, and how I view life, is like, I didn't forget when we was young, and my pops would be like, dog, that ain't music, that ain't rap, that ain't hip hop. It's like, so I don't discard nobody that's doing what they doing now, even if it ain't what I'm living or what I'm doing now. I respect it all. I listen to everything. I keep my ear to the street. I listen to the young folks, and having kids help, because they listening to things that I ain't listening to. I put my kids on game. They put me on game.
When you say young folks, nigga, 5 years ain't long.
Right.
5 years from now, you watch out.
It ain't long, but a lot can change. And
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
So you can't never. That's why the fucked up part is, like you said, and I'll contribute this. They probably said it first publicly, if you will, like Wallow and Gilly, as far as, you know what I'm saying, man, like you said, pulse to the streets, ear to the streets. You get what I'm saying? And knowing where the wave is going to go. That's why I said that earlier about you being a visionary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I consider Don P a visionary. Because he's creating, fuck the parties with creating lanes, creating avenues, creating platforms, creating a sound, a structuring for the next generation beyond this generation, and still in this generation. Because we got to live it now, of course. Right. Don't get it discredited, and the contrast of where hip hop, music, the industry, the business, the you know what I'm saying, the media, the etc. on where it is going now or where it was. Everything kind of recreates or evolves from the point said status to where it was to where it is now. So it's not difficult, but it can be difficult for those that don't want to, you know what I'm saying, don't want to accept the shit, or you don't want to, oh no, this is like you said, you know what I'm saying, not to disrespect OG, but you know, that ain't music. Man, that's music. This is the music that's now. That's the music that these the generation that we're in now, that they're creating. They're creating a lane, a temperature, culture. They're living this now. So they gotta. What other way do you express it?
Right. Yeah,
What other ways do you express it? But what's now? I'm gonna talk the slang. I'm gonna create new slang. I'm gonna
dress this way.
I'm gonna dress this way. I'm gonna hey old school. I fucks with you. Woo woo woo. Man, I like that. I'm finna incorporate this into this and evolve this whole thing. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's a being. It ain't just like, I'm gonna put on a fad because this is what's hip.
Right.
This is what's hot. This is what's, you know what I'm saying, what's popping now. But
it's living. It's like a living being almost. Yeah, it's growing, it's changing.
No, for real though. Like, so you gotta adapt. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been doing it, you know what I'm saying? You already in the, you already moving and grooving, you already in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
And what I will say, not to cut you off, bro, is to add on to that is, you know, when you get to my age, right? So as much as I love the culture and I love the art,
say that.
When we was young, when this dream first started, when I was grounded for however much, and I'm in the room,
involved.
Right? No paper involved, right? But now I got 3 kids to take care of.
I built the brand before the
Right, we got bills to pay.
Yeah.
So realistically, for me to be, I'm finna be 35 next month. For me to be at my age and still take money that I've worked for and earned for it, and essentially out of my kids' mouths to invest into my art, my craft, right? Is we don't got the same luxuries that we did when we was younger.
Yeah.
So when you get to a point where we at
carefree or careless,
right? You have to really have. It has to be beneficial in some way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on this podcast. Now, ain't nothing wrong with if you got a passion for music, you can just record it at your house and you just put it out or whatever. Or you give a CD to your homies so to ride around. That's cool. But we are here right now is because we actively release the music that we make to the public. So when you get to this point in this age, it's like, I'm not finna be doing this if I'm not seeing anything in return. So if you want to be in the music business, any business, fuck music, if you want to be in any business, you will be a fool to not understand that the markets change over time. And if you're not hip and knowledgeable to how things are going now, and you stuck in your box, you will not make money in this motherfucker. So it's I would recommend that you study what's going on, even if you don't fully change what you got going on.
Right, like subscribe to it. It's
just understanding the business of this shit.
You still can find, like I said, you can still find a pocket, and you can still evolve the now to
be your creative self.
Exactly.
Still stick to your formula, your plan, how you doing it, what you doing it, and why you doing it.
Right.
But understand the business.
Yeah, because it's changing. It ain't what it used to be.
It ain't gang.
And it ain't gonna be 5 years from now, like you said.
You still gotta learn. You still gotta apply some type of like real legit effort to where it's like you trying to figure it out.
Right, and real quick, shit. I know we doing a lot of shout outs. This my interview.
Come on.
You dig?
Talk that.
But I love my city, and one thing I'm never finna promote is being a hater. You feel me? Shout out to Steve the Stoner. I'm sure he older than me. You feel me? And everybody know his story. You know what I'm saying? Bro was gone for a minute. Man. He back. he out working a lot of you younger folks.
Yeah.
So, but if he didn't understand, even though he's still being him, if he didn't understand how business is now in the music business, he would not be flourishing the way that he is right now. So that's a perfect example of why it's important to understand what's going on right now.
Say
Talk,
that.
BT.
Shout out that boy, man. He was just on COD.
Yeah,
You know
the
what
biggest.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing,
That's the
showing him that uptown, downtown,
That's
The
down.
fishing pole.
You did.
And
That's
he bringing back
hilarious,
old
too.
dances that we did back
But no,
in the day.
he
That's
just
hilarious, too.
being himself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind
Yeah,
of
we gave him a lot of flack, man, within the city.
Facts.
I'm
Of
gonna
course,
say that
of
within
course
the
we
city,
did.
man.
That's what we was talking
we
about
did.
earlier.
We did. Come on, we did.
Of course, everybody
we
did,
did.
man.
You gotta
Don't
own,
act
but
like
you gotta
didn't.
own up to that. And that shows posture. When I say posture, that means all of the ups, the downs, the negative, the naysayers, being able to weave through that thing.
Right.
Weave through that thing. So we definitely gonna salute, and
Right.
we gonna congratulate. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
Don't want not a penny, not a pecan from a motherfucker, not
Right.
nothing from a motherfucker.
Shout out to him for
But
doing his thing for
holding-
the city.
Cause
Yeah.
the same way he holding the city on his bending that,
Right.
we do as well. So we have to do that. You get
And
what I
players fuck up too, you dig?
Big facts.
Come
So
on.
when you know you fucked up, don't
Come
double
on.
down on that shit because you prideful. Just be like, you know what, I fucked up. What
Come
you doing
on.
this shit? That's
Come
cool
on.
too.
That's called
That's
standing
cool,
on
too.
business,
If you
man.
if
Right.
you didn't do music, what other career path would you have most likely to pursue?
I would be dead. And I mean that because
Come on.
music really saved my life, bro. Because,
Come on.
you know, you asked me what I'll be doing. It's like, I don't know because I've been doing this since this is my pastime.
Said
If
my
I'm
boy,
mad,
he
sad, angry,
Been
I'm up,
having
I'm
tender
down.
for this.
This is what
Been
I-
the creator. This your release. This
it's my
your
release.
This
my
what
therapy.
you. This what you rely on.
Right.
When them times get dark, you go create.
Right,
You go
and I
listen
might
to
hop
some
in the
beats
booth, and in the song, I done shot up 50 niggas like we all do, right? I done James Bond snapped the nigga neck, hopped in his whip.
Come on.
So I ain't got to do it in real life no more,
Mm.
cause I done let it out, and that's just all human beings. We need an outlet
Yeah.
because if we don't, we gonna
Crash
channel
out.
that energy to something
Crash
else.
out.
You ain't lying, fool.
So I can't tell you that I would be
Crash
here
the
if it
fuck
wasn't for
out.
music. Music done paid my bills. It done bought diapers for my babies when I didn't have $1 in my pocket. It done changed my life, bruh.
Come on.
It done changed my life. I couldn't even. I don't know what I would even want to do.
Shout out my boy KILLZ, man. Hey man, he's saying some real
Yeah,
shit though. He
real shit.
just living his story. You
Real
dig?
shit. Real shit.
Walking his truth. You
Yeah.
dig?
We talk
Just out here
back.
politicking,
At
man.
that
No
part.
bullshit. What's some slight suggestions that you got for an upcoming artist now in today's time?
I would say just be y'all. It's easy to fall into. Again, you got to find that balance. You got to know what's going on now, and of course incorporate it a little bit because it is relevant to the world around you.
Both, right? Both temperatures on what?
Yeah, for
Right,
sure.
but you still want to like be you because like
Yeah.
you know, bro, I'm just me.
Nobody
like,
can be you.
Nobody can
That's
be
a
you.
fact.
Nobody can be you. Tell your story. Talk about the things. You know, I get it. Like, this is one thing I want to say. A lot of times I get this kind of flack, right, from some of my fans, right? They be like, we like your music. We fans, right? We support you. But you should talk more about your past. Or you should talk about this. You talk.
Mm.
But maybe sometimes I do that. But what gets me going is more of the now. I'm not really
Or the future, right?
or the
Reminiscing.
future, right?
'Cause I
I'm
gotta-
manifesting.
Yeah.
facts.
Come
Right,
on,
because
come on.
it ain't just the artist that I am, it's the person I am. I don't really do too much reflecting on my past. It does
and you
make
might,
me who
and
I am.
You may even do it, it's just you ain't catch it. I'm talking too fast. You gotta listen. You gotta listen faster.
Listen is
Right.
slow.
You do. Yeah. You listen
I'm
it
talking
slow.
about-
And that's creating that wave that we talking about. Like
Yeah,
create
facts.
your wave,
Yeah,
bro.
facts.
Like do you because you know when if we talk about waves, we talk about surfing. It ain't like you already on your board on feet when the water calm and then the waves come and now you see the waves before they come and then you mentally prep for it. Like you gotta
Brace yourself.
brace yourself.
Yeah, fact,
You know that's
facts,
that nigga
facts.
name, the Big Schwave.
The big Schwave?
The big Schwave.
It's
Big
Schwavey. It's Schwavey. And I fuck with
got
that.
it. We got it.
Swavey,
Yeah,
no
Swavey.
You gotta keep everything
peep.
Swavey, man.
Keep it Schwavey.
Hey, you know.
And I like that because it's like, you know, I'm a big believer too. Nothing that happens has ever been a lot of times I feel like we be thinking we creators, and it's not saying that you stole the idea from nobody. It's just that maybe somebody in China across the world also then came up with it.
Come on.
Maybe the same day as you, maybe 30 years before you. So a lot of times, you know, we trying to just live in our
truth. Them motherfucking Potterheads, them old school Potterheads in the big ass rayon suits and shit was, you know what I mean, riding the wave of the Switzerland.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's
you gotta
a
keep
fact.
it a buck.
Hey, I ain't gonna. Hey, on some real shit though. Free that. Hey,
no dripping gang. I gotta chill down.
Free that boy Tory Lanez, man.
Hey,
free Tory.
I thought he was already. Yeah, I thought he was already. I told you he was.
You would have thought so.
But he just dropped a little. Bro just dropped
I heard
a tape.
he was finna. Oh,
I ain't heard the whole thing, but I tapped into a couple songs so far though, and them motherfuckers kind of swavy. Though. You got to be in a certain type of mood to listen to them. The first ones that I've heard so far.
She been
You know what I'm
marked.
saying? But he hard though. He been
marked.
Hey, but check this out though. That's where I got that Swavey shit from. He dropped a tape
Come on.
called Swavey back in 2014.
You still the big Sway.
2013.
You still the big
some
Sway.
shit.
Don P the big.
You
Don
hear
P
me?
still the big.
And I
Sway.
forgot about all of
And
that.
that's where that shit
until
came
you said
from.
it. And now I remember.
Swavey. That shit was so hard. That whole tape was hard as a bitch. Production wise, engineering wise, him going in.
Come on.
That shit, that whole tape was just swavey as a bitch. And I just, ever since I heard it, shit's just been swavey. You know what I'm saying?
And I opened up for bro in Madison like
Talk about
15
it.
years ago, bro.
Say
Like,
that.
y'all can go on my Instagram and see like, bro, me and Tory been tapped in, right? I got his number in my phone right now. And when I opened up for him, my guy was the one telling me, like, this dude big. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I ain't know. I just know that.
Just know that you was just
When
just
you
there.
an artist, sometimes it's. I mean, you could be a fan, but sometimes it's hard, bro. I'm
Yeah,
like you
you in
said,
your
you're a
own zone.
creator.
I
I'm in
get
my
that though.
own
Yeah,
zone.
you in your home.
I'm
you
building
in
my
your
team out.
Facts.
I'm writing.
Right.
I'm producing. You know what I mean.
And
I'm
you'll
tryna-
purposely
this
shut shit
marketing
out.
scheme. Yeah.
It's like, don't get it wrong. As much
'Cause
as
you
I
have to, 'cause
love
you don't
music,
wanna-
right?
yeah.
You don't want to. It's like I will purposely go like weeks, bro. I'm talking about, and this sound crazy to y'all, but I will go weeks without ever fucking listening to music. Nothing. And I'll be in the car writing to silence because I'm purposely not trying to be influenced by nothing. Because that's what this culture is influence.
What's weird? That was one of my next questions. Is what was some of the, but it could have been, you know, it could not, like now, of course, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe that's their temperature, but back then it may have been like you said, you alluded to it earlier as far as like Nelly being influential. Right. And I was gonna say what songs or artists or albums that influence your style of music now.
Man, okay, I'm gonna just name like 10 of my favorite albums. Nelly Country Grammar, and this no order, but Nelly Country Grammar. Missy Elliott, the blue one. I think it's the Miss E, the Miseducation. Get your freak on.
It's crazy.
I thought my Chico.
That shit crazy
That
as
album
fuck,
hard,
bro.
Minute Man with Luda and Hov.
Bro, I don't even. You wanna know how I know that shit real, bro? Because I don't even really necessarily know exactly, but I know the blue
cover. You know, it got like the little spores on it.
My OG had all the
too.
CDs and shit in her, you know what I'm saying?
Super Duper Fly, she had that one too on the couch.
Yep, say that.
Yeah, that was the lane. That was the lane. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
OG was bumping.
Hip hop, she was creating.
Yeah, she was, bro.
But that goes back to what you were saying. She was creating. Missy was creating.
She was creating you.
New lane, new vibe.
She was creating your whole, you know what I'm saying?
Buster.
She ain't even
putting
know
you on that.
Yeah, maybe
but
she did, but maybe she didn't.
That whole era of music and that shit there was
let's
crazy.
go into the whole rave.
Okay.
Thing when we said okay, so when you said you done opened up for Tory Lanez.
Okay, so that one wasn't at the rave. That was in Madison.
Oh, okay.
That was at the Majestic.
Okay. Shout out to Madison.
Shout out Majestic. You know what I'm
And
talking
shout out
about?
to Majestic and Madison.
Yo,
They still open. They still got venue.
Oh, I think they's basically like the rave in Madison.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
like that's like the go-to spot. Like not like big, like you know the rave ain't the biggest here because we got like what the
Panther.
we got bigger stadiums.
Yeah, for sure.
The U.S. Cellular
Definitely got
Arena,
the Pfizer.
the Pfizer,
You know,
the Panther stuff. But
the Miramar.
Yeah.
yeah, so we was in Madison at the Majestic, and I remember, you know, artists get a green room, which is like in the basement. We did our set. Tori came on right after that. So before, like as we walking past each other, we shook up. He was like, "Oh, y'all did y'all thing. I watched y'all set."
Was it Tory?
It was Tory Lanez.
I think I do remember that.
Oh no, no. Oh yeah, I was just talking about the Madison thing with Tory.
Okay.
I just wanted to add on that after Tory went on.
Oh, you good.
We in the basement. Tory performing, bro. The ceiling is like I'm watching it, bro.
Yo,
it's
that
like
shit be crazy.
it's like it's about to cave in, bro. Like, and then I was like,
shaking.
I was like,
people
what?
in that motherfucker.
And you feeling yourself sometimes as an artist, right? Which we all do.
Facts.
I was like, I'm actually
Supposed
finna
to.
go upstairs and go check this out because this shit look crazy. And I don't want to be down here if this motherfucker cave in either. So I go up there, this motherfucker hanging on the ceiling. He jumping around. He got his shirt off. It was crazy.
A show.
He doing a show.
I ain't never seen nothing like that,
You know
bro.
what I'm talking about?
I was like, he gonna be big. I got his number. He was like, I'm gonna be at this hotel. We can do the song tonight. I got my studio with me. Bro, I swear to God, bro, it must have been like 3 months later. I'm in the car and the radio came on.
Boom.
Say yes. Are you gonna? And I was like, they was like, Tory Lanez new song, Say Yes. And I'm like, whoa.
It's up.
Oh, that shit's up.
He was going out of there. Nigga ain't never answered his phone since then. I got the number, but he ain't gonna pick up. Whoa, he lied. Hey, it's your boy Skills, man. Icon Music. Okay, there we go. KAIZON Universe. Hey, tap into that next episode of Talk Big T Podcast. Your Diggerton, Swavy.
And we was just politicking just about skills processes, just about when it comes to this music shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's what we
with
got.
influencing
Say it one more time,
the
Don.
kiddos, you know what I'm saying? Like we was talking about skills, just his influence now, like, you know what I'm saying? Not only his influence, but like his creative process, like what he do, how he doing it, why he doing it at this point right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
and
What
you know,
inspired him? Yeah. What inspires him now?
music you been that you came up on, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about the classic joints, the Missy Elliott's, you know what I'm saying? The shit the OGs used to listen to, you know what I'm saying? The moms in particular, you know what I mean?
Say that.
Country grammars and you know what I'm saying? Shit.
That influence your style type joint, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we could pick up from wherever.
I'm only 3 years behind you, so I know exactly where we was going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm in 1990.
The 400 Degrees, you know what I'm saying? Hot Boys,
That's on my
Cash Money.
Mm-hmm.
400 Degrees,
What?
one of the best albums ever.
What?
And
Bro, I remember being on punishment, my nigga. I think I got in trouble from school, got suspended, bro.
I know that was a lot of times. Look at
right.
Yo.
That's when I created and listened the most on Punishment.
I couldn't come out this room, bro. I couldn't come do shit unless I had to piss or I was hungry.
Our parents was different back then. On what?
Bro, it was over. Don't come out this room, bro.
It's sad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and this was at a time where it was like,
It was live outside.
what? I just want to go
sad.
outside.
Really outside.
Really, really outside.
Really
no
outside.
phones. When the street lights come on, get your ass in the crib.
This the time where you still jumping on the bed. You know what I'm saying? It's lit. What?
It's lit. Bro, we used to get the rap magazines. I used to cut out all the my favorite articles and the artists and tape them on my walls.
My big brother had all the lowrider magazines, nigga. Seeing
back
the
to-
whips and the chicks.
The Jets,
We go
the
back to the
Ebonies,
CD.
Source.
We go back
To
to
the CD era. Yeah,
Right.
fact.
Niggas, you should really really going to the CD covers and
Post them posters up on the wall.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
buy the
but-
CD.
yeah. And wanted to see
Sometimes
the
they
graphics.
have a poster.
wanted to see the artwork.
On
wanted
gang,
to see
yeah.
who
The
was
shout outs,
featured,
the little
who
thank
produced. All of that.
Yeah.
Niggas used to really do that. Like, do you think that's a lost art?
Yeah, and I want to, man, we got to bring that back. I can't say I want to bring it back, but man, I want to. I do that on my album. So this is the thing I want to say. People think I'm crazy because when I drop albums, I still do physical CDs.
Start out, man.
And people be like,
Strategic.
ain't no
I want to give you
CD
everything.
players.
I want to give you what
Shout
I
out to
got.
that.
Right.
That made me this.
You know what I'm
thing.
saying? You
Right.
feel much better with that because I've had the experience to do that with a beat tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With me and my cousin actually got a physical copies. I went and got
Ain't nothing
like
like it.
150, then like 200 copies of this shit done.
This
on a
man,
first run.
he shot this man out earlier.
I'm
Right.
like, what? Nigga, shout out to Vaz Graphics. They printed that shit up for me and got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, they did that shit, bro. And I just so happened to have a trip lined up to North Carolina like a couple days later. Go
Dumping.
visit some fam. What? I took nice little bundle out there.
Street team, promo,
It was just out.
marketing.
Yo, cuz I want to go
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the urban areas at? Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Where the open mics.
Where the
All of
open
that.
mics, and that's exactly what it
Yeah.
was. No bullshit. Went out there and tapped in. So how was that experience for you? Like, yo, when you first quote unquote jumped off the porch musically, you know what I'm saying? With that process, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you've been doing music for a minute now. It ain't all been digital. This digital pretty
Right.
new.
It's pretty new.
You know what I'm saying?
Compared
So
where we,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
talk
talk about that.
I mean, ain't no better feeling than that because this is what I would say. Like y'all, the newer generation, y'all
it's
always
straight to consumer.
it's straight to consumer, hand to
Not
hand.
to
though.
say that this ain't straight to consumer, but then it was like straight.
Yeah, from me to you,
Yeah,
not
Like a real
I
life-
put it
Well,
here
like
and
a
then this
platform.
takes
Like
it.
a handshake. Like, yo, what's
Right.
up? I'm such and such.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
You had to have that posture.
Versus on the digital
Yeah.
where you don't
Right.
actually, you know what I'm saying?
Like you're not finding music on accident back then. What I would say is like y'all remember Live Wire on North Ave?
I think I do.
Live
It
Wire,
sound
I
familiar.
definitely
It
remember
sound
that.
familiar.
It was like what 38th and North Ave. They used to host like battles there, but there was like a
What?
what's the other spot on North we was just talking about? The CD spot.
Flip
Come
side.
on,
Flip side.
yeah.
Flip side. That was like
or
on North
CD
Ave.
or the disc.
Oh,
right
Disco
next, right
Man.
next to the
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
It was like that.
This
it was
Man,
like
yeah.
this man. It was like that. So you
This
you
Man,
could
yeah,
go up in there, but it was also like All Stars that's on Burleigh and stuff. Like you can get like little the penny candies and all that stuff. And but like they'll host rap battles there. So I really came up like battling people like RP Tay Gutter. Like he from my hood. I'm from 46 and Locust. So Risco from my
Tay
hood.
Gutter.
I was gonna ask you that.
Hey.
I said no
R.I.P.
bullshit. That's
Tay
crazy.
Gutter.
Yeah, R.I.P. Gutter. No bullshit.
Yes, sir. Shout out to his brother Devere or Depp. He also was in the battle scene for a little bit. That's my bro. But I grew up listening to Risco. He from my hood too. I remember
on, Risco.
him bringing Boosie
And his
on our
son,
block
too.
and him
And
throwing
his
money.
son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Motion.
Yeah, Riley.
Motion.
Shout out to Riley.
Shout
Right
out
now
them
they
boys,
in Texas
man.
doing their thing. But
Say that.
I was yeah, so back then, yeah, it was just different because like you give a CD to someone or try to sell a CD, you gotta rap. They be like, rap for me now. And you gotta like put in work before somebody just spin your shit.
Come
It's
on.
not like you on Spotify, you just press play and the playlist
Yeah.
come on, you hear a song.
QR
and you like,
code,
oh, I
you-
kinda like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Follow the artist. Like we ain't getting none of them advantages. Like everything that we have or had, we literally earned.
Everything.
Everything.
You had to work for it. You had to work
But
for it.
the best side about it was the money was all mine. If I sold a CD for $5, $10, that is my money.
Come on.
I don't gotta go through Spotify. First, you gotta pay for DistroKid or TuneCore, and then like they gonna give you a little percentage of the shit.
I'm
And
about to throw this card. Out.
Not a-
Because that was the line of questioning.
Oh,
What was some order some? Well, you probably can go a multitude of ways with it, but what was some of the most common misconceptions you think people have about you, your music, or the music industry in the state that it's in now? And I think that what you touched on it there, as far as the misconception of the state that the music is in now, is that you had to be direct, you had to be formal with your fans, you had to make a connection, you had to perform, you had to rap, or they had to see you go to work, they had to see you punch clock. As to, you know what I'm saying, to even want to feed in or even follow one's journey, etc., or buy a CD or come to a show, you know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, what is the biggest misconceptions now today that you think that people have about you or your music?
I say the biggest misconception that I think people have in general, not just me, but for music, is they think, and it's true to a certain extent, don't get me wrong, because you'll hear me say this too, and you can be like, dog, a hypocrite, because they say it's a young man's game. This is not true. This is a whoever the fuck is working and earning that shit game.
Come on.
And it just so happens that a lot of these younger dudes are outworking you older dudes. And let's be fair. Again, like we talked about earlier, us older folks, we got bills. We got a lot more responsibilities. Like, we don't live with our moms.
Things that set
precedents.
Bills. Things that set precedents. We might not be wilding out in the streets. Not to say this is wilding out. You getting your paper, you found a source, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, you can do 5, 10, 20 years and still be okay.
In fact, you're going to be better when you come back because you're going to go viral.
He hit it right on the head.
In this day and age.
I
don't condone it. I'm not going to condone it.
Some motherfuckers got bills and responsibilities and priorities.
I ain't
so
saying
it
don't get you
depends
paid.
on what's going on.
I ain't saying don't get you paid.
That's a fact.
But they got to come first before we
But
dump
at the
into
same
music.
time, it's like when you got, like, it's kind of different when you, like, what type of person is you though? Cause let's just keep it P. Like, it's a lot of niggas that ain't even take care of responsibility.
Right.
Let's just keep it straight 100. Talk big teeth. We talk the fuck back.
Talk
you
back.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? So at the end of the day, it's like shit. It is what it is. Shit, you move how you move and shit.
There's
you know what I'm saying?
There was
we all been young.
But everybody got a responsibility. Everybody like you got to really lock in with that shit though, for real. It ain't just going to the studio and recording songs. Like, it's a whole process to that shit after the song is done.
Right, and success doesn't happen if you're not locked in.
Right.
You don't put the work in, and those sacrifices aren't, you know what I'm saying, made.
Unless you got a motherfucker in the background behind you that's with you on the back end taking care of business for shit show. Because they believe and they understand or whatever the case may be.
Let me ask you this.
But that's coming. But what you saying, that's also 9 times out of 10 you younger. Because us older folks that maybe have a little paper or knowledge, I'm not finna go invest in a guy that's my age.
Carefree, free. Carefree, free.
Right. So
that's a question. That's a question too. Not to cut you off.
Oh, you good? You good?
But how do you balance your work, career, profession, and family?
Well, I'll say this, and this is a fucked up answer, but it's the realest thing I'm gonna tell y'all.
All right, come on.
It's the realest thing I'm gonna tell y'all.
Big teeth.
Right now,
we talk back.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm not gonna lie to y'all and say that I balance it. I don't. My God come first. My family comes second, and whatever money, time, and energy I have left, that goes into music. But if you would have asked me this question a couple years ago when I was really, really at my height of my career, nigga, music was first. Fuck them kids. Not really, but not really, obviously, but
we get this like you know that famous quote.
I'm just it's the evolution of
for sure.
I'm just being goofy, but real talk is like if you really want this,
you want something,
you have to sacrifice everything. Y'all don't know how many birthdays or this I done missed or it's not that I missed it to be like I might have just got one of my kids like this or that.
I'm late.
I'm late, or like I just didn't put my max into it because my max was going into music. So what I'll say is, if you want this shit, if you really, really want this, This got to become your life, bro.
Yeah.
This got to become above your family. This got to, your mom in the hospital, she's sick, bro. And you got the biggest show of your life. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story real quick, and this is just going to sum it up. I was on this show called Empire, right? And when I was on Empire, it was the #1 show in the entire world.
With Taraj?
Not the country, yes. Yeah, I know Taraj. That's my homegirl. I know
Terrence?
Yeah, I know Terrence Howard. We do push-ups on set. You know what I'm saying? I know Gabrielle, you feel me? Who played Precious. I worked for Empire for like 4 years. And this is so crazy, bro. Like the day, so I worked my way up, right? I started as an extra on the show. No lines, just somebody in the background. I met Queen Latifah, Funkmaster Flex twice. I mean, bro, you name it. I've met all these people. Like, I worked with all these people. And finally, after like 2 years, I got to a point where they was going to give me a character, a name, where I had actual lines. And now I can start making the big money. Tell me why. And mind you, they planned this ahead of time, right? So I knew the date that I needed to go to Chicago and film like a month in advance. My pops died of a heart attack out of nowhere. The day of his funeral, guess what day it happened? It just happened to be.
Come on.
The day that I was finna film the biggest opportunity of my entire life. And I had to make a choice. Of course, I went to Pop's funeral.
Big boy shoes.
But
big posture.
if I wouldn't have went to that funeral, we probably might not be having this conversation right now because I would be a multi-millionaire. So I'm not saying I made the wrong choice. I'm just saying when you want something like this, you don't really get to choose. Sacrifices got to be made, bro. And it's a tough decision. So don't jump into this thinking like, bro, I'm finna do this and I'm finna do that. If you're not willing to sacrifice this. So that's why I say now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all or myself. I'm not trying to be this or be that.
Yeah.
Because I've already been faced with this decision on like what's more important in life. And family, it cannot be trumped by music no more. Because I was doing that for a long time. I was missing out on stuff. And I'm not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? All the money. We hustlers at the end of the day. I'm going to be rich if nigga knock my teeth out right now, all of them. I'm going to be rich as a bitch one day. I don't need to rap to be rich. I'm going to make it regardless.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
I want to do it this way, but I don't need it.
But
some of y'all need music. It's your only way.
But let's talk about this.
That's just how it go. Yeah. That's how I gotta be. Hottest thing that came about the street.
Come on.
Chicken dinner like I hit the lottery. I done fucked the game up like she done got on top of me. I done stepped my game up, now ain't nobody stopping me. Had to get my change up, but I never changed up. You know I keep that flame on me like I'm Sean Connery. 7, weapon, flexing, stepping, lesson, teaching like psychology. Ain't nobody better, I'm too clever when I put together letters. I'm the one, you should learn your numerology. Vibing, so don't bother me. Tool on my belt like I'm here to fix the property. I'm the hot commodity. Rappers wanna copy me, trying to duplicate what I create. They some wannabes, but I do it flawlessly. Converse, not Nike, but I'm running up a check. I'ma be that's a promise, not a threat. Tell that super soaker, leave him wet. That's just
y'all gotta go stream that.
Yeah.
No, y'all gotta go stream that. Hold on, we ain't giving you all of that.
Yeah, Diggerton, we keep it swavy around this motherfucker.
You get it. You got a taste. You got a taste. Now fix your vein for it. And go get it.
Bro,
go copy.
Up, get you prepped.
What you got, Don?
Go tap into that right now, man. You hear me? That's that boy KILLZ, man. Just gave you a nice little preview. My boy coming with it, man, for real.
Man, out the game.
You know what I'm saying?
It's some things we probably not have touched on.
That
we need to.
We not gonna touch on everything. It's impossible, right?
For sure. You know,
for it's anybody's story.
The journey is ongoing.
So it's a cliffhanger.
So it's ongoing questions. You know what I'm saying? An ongoing agenda.
We left the cliffhanger.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
We left the cliffhanger for you, man.
We on the quest right now. It ain't stopped.
What's next for KILLZ?
Yeah.
I'll say this, you know, even though I haven't been releasing music and shooting videos as much as I used to, I write and record. I come up with a lot of stuff up here, so I don't always actually like the song that he just played. I never wrote that. For the last few years, I stopped writing. I just go to the studio and work out, and whatever I come up with is what it is, because a lot of times, like we was talking about earlier, I'm not talking about my past and my pains and my traumas, and that's cool. I'm not knocking that. That's powerful.
Oh, that's in the bag too.
I'm talking about what I be talking about now. If I'm like I'm rocking the Convert, I'm talking about like I'm in the booth. I'm talking about like, yo, I might rap about what I just ate 30 minutes before I got to the studio, what I'm wearing. I just slapped your homie at Burger King in line, and then I came to the lab. Like, you hear these bars, and it be like,
actual.
It sound crazy, but it's like, this is just the now. This is just my day to day. But now, I've been getting to the point where like I'm going back to the pen and the pad, and I write on my phone, but I like to feel that pen hit the paper.
I can dig it.
So I'm always creating. Let's just put it that way. Just because I'm not releasing it don't mean I'm not creating. And I got so much music right now that now I got the privilege to be like, okay, well, it's 500 songs in the pool. Let me take these ones and do this with it, and take these ones and do that with it. So I'm all over the place, bro. If I told you I had a real plan, I'd be lying. I got a plan.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
We talked about it earlier.
I can dig that. No bullshit.
Y'all just stay to fuck tapped in. Let's just say that.
For
Let's
real.
say
There
that.
you go.
Let's say that. You know what I mean?
Let the people know where they can find you at, bro. What's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they can tap in with you and they'll know for themselves what's coming up next for skills. You know what I'm saying?
I would say the best way to stay tapped in with me is I put everything on Instagram and YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X. I'm on Threads. I'm on all of these things, right? But everything is secondary. So, like, I got it linked up. I might make a post on Instagram. It'll automatically post on Twitter and Facebook.
Say
but
that.
I'm not going on there checking. So, if you want to add me or follow me on them, I appreciate it. But I'm not on there. Instagram and YouTube is where I'm focused at. So if you go to Milwaukee's Best, that's the name of the YouTube channel. That's where I'm gonna be dropping all my content. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna preview it or premiere it on Instagram first, cause that's just where my biggest following is at. So I want to cater to the people that's already been rocking with me.
I wanna ask this. This is a big ask from Talk Big T. Is it possible we can get you in for some guest co-host spots?
Oh,
I would love that.
That's
I
fire.
never did that. I would love to do that.
I like
You
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Because of, and I'm saying that because of your tenure, your business knowledge.
For sure.
Talk Big T, if we talk back.